Dr. Doreen Grand-Pichet is the
Dr. Doreen is an expert in autism.
Doreen Grand-Pichet.
Dr. Grand-Pichet.
Dr. Doreen Grand-Pichet.
Dr. Doreen Grand-Pichet is a visionary in the field of autism. Now you can ask her questions on Ask Dr. Doreen.
We've gotten a couple of questions specifically from the UK, and one that came in last night that I don't know if you got it when I emailed it to you, Dr. Grand-Pichet. It's really, really long, but there's a 4-year-old in the UK. Their native language is not English. They speak another language at home, but they are using broken English as much as they can. He has started primary school. Mm-hmm. And so they're trying to make the decision about whether it's time for him to go to school next year or not. The people at his primary school are telling her that if he goes to school next year, that it's game over because they'll never be able to help him. But she's a little bit lost. She lists a lot of things that he can do, and he's got a lot of skills. He doesn't have a lot of behavior, but he is not really able to say a sentence yet, and she's very concerned about what she should be doing and should she be focusing on school.
Okay, so I would honestly say I wouldn't worry about school too much. Here's my feeling about school. It is definitely a social environment. It's a more social environment, obviously, than being at home. First of all, this year is a very strange year. I don't know what it's like. The UK just shut down everything, so I don't think they're having in-person school. But, so at this point, it's a non-question, really. There's no answer to this because you don't have a choice. But if you did, and if it was a matter of enrolling him in school, I would say hold back if you can, just because the time that you have, and that's assuming that you're doing intensive ABA, and those are the people advising you, I think. I would spend another year doing more ABA. There's no harm being done. You can begin socialization and social integration at 5, at 6. It doesn't matter. But you'll never really get back the available time that you have right now to teach all the things you have to teach. I often will ask parents, what when you say you don't know if school is more important, let me ask you, is it more important if your child knows how to do addition or speak? Which one do you think is more important? And you do know the answer to that. When academics are important, but they're always secondary to the basic functions that we need, like communication, being able to communicate your needs, being able to describe things that happened in the past or when others are not present, being able to actually describe things well, being able to talk about things that you want to do or don't want to do, be able to understand other people. All the advanced language is always going to be more important than academics. So that is a given. Now what we're missing is social. And unfortunately, these days, because there's no actual school, you don't even have a social environment. So what I suggest is, if you're in a location where it's possible, then enroll your child in some other social activities. Here in the States, we have kids' gyms that provide a lot of social activity. There's a lot of group activities like, games, swimming, whatever, camps. There's tons of things you can do where there's access to other kids. But look at it this way, the higher level of learning that your child has achieved, the more successful they're going to be when they go to school. If it's a child who can speak in full sentences, who can read other people's expressions, who's kind of learned a lot of the basics, they're going to be more successful with other kids and in school. Whereas if it's a child who has problems still with like paying attention or sitting, learning a lot of material, talking in full sentences, all of these types of things, then, and you go to school, not only are you giving up a ton of really valuable hours, but you're now actually exposing the child to an environment where he might fail. And I never want my kids to go through an experience where they start to feel they're not good enough. I'm not able to do all the things these other kids are doing. So I kind of like the idea of making my child stronger before they go into that environment.
I do want to mention that this parent says that they don't actually have ABA, that they're doing ABA themselves with skills, which I'm glad to hear that they have skills. And I want to encourage them to take advantage of the IBT offer right now for the training to be able to do that. And please feel free to reach out for that.
Hey, thanks for watching Autism Live. To subscribe, click here. And if you'd like to check out some more of our videos, click here.